Hey, you guys. So we are back on the sofa. I have just finished uploading for you a February mid-month reading vlog where I talked about some DNFs that I have had and the reasons why I decided to put those books down. So if you guys haven't seen that video, it should be the one that is right before this one, or maybe two videos before this one, so you could go and check it out. So because February has been kind of a trying month for me, and so far, I think I've only managed to successfully finish one or two books. The rest have been kind of DNFs due to like complicated language and things like that. And just, my lack of mental desire to be banging my head against a wall to figure out what is going on in these novels, I decided that I wanted to try a book, a little bit of low-hanging fruit, a small book, something that I thought I could finish in a day and hopefully get out of my reading slump and feel accomplished and just, I don't know, stop with this downward spiral that I've been going on. And guys, like, no shit, like, I think I picked the wrong book, okay? I think I picked the wrong book. You guys are gonna laugh. I started reading This Is How You Lose the Time War, and already this is choppy language. This is choppy language already. This book is giving me what Black Leopard, Red Wolf was giving me in terms of language. It's requiring me to do a lot of bridge building between sentences and fragments and things like that. And I don't know, you guys. I want to stick with it. I don't want to give it up because that'll be like 3 DNFs in as many days. I don't know if I can handle that. I want to stick with it. I want to see where it goes. Again, these are books that people are promising are going to be terrific reads. And for some reason, nobody wants to write in English. I don't understand what's going on. I keep picking up these books that are just not doing it for me. They're not doing it for me. It's so freaking frustrating. I don't know why. Maybe it's like a stylistic element. Maybe these authors just want to sound pretentious, or maybe, I don't know what it is. But I hate choppy writing. I hate writing that requires of me to, like, I don't know. I can't think of another word except for the mental gymnastics of it. Like, I'm not a freaking contortionist. I don't want to do this shit anymore. So I don't know if you guys are going to see this because I'm just angry. Like, I'm really angry right now. I'm angry and I'm frustrated why people think when they're writing books, that writing sentence fragments and like little bits of, I don't know, like, I don't even know how to call it. It's like, is it popcorn? Is it sprinkling of dialogue? Is it sprinkling of concepts? I don't even know what to call it, but it's so freaking frustrating. And I'm angry. I'm angry, you guys. I'm angry. Oh, God, I'm so angry right now. Why can't things just be simple?
A few moments later.
Yeah, you guys, so I gave up 15 pages into This Is How You Lose the Time War. I went on to Goodreads. I'm not going to lie. I went on to Goodreads to check the 1-star and 2-star reviews just to see if it was only me. And thankfully, it is not only me. I am not the only person that was left kerfuffled or muddled with, okay? I am not the only person that was left confused, that had no idea what was going on. And I left a 1-star review citing that I DNF'd at 15 pages in because I had no freaking idea what was going on. I could not, for all that English is my mother tongue, conceive of what the characters looked like, where the setting was, what was happening in this book. Like, I have just been so confused, and I made a promise to myself as part of my 2025 reading goals that when I was not feeling a book, when I felt like I need to DNF it, I was going to DNF it. And I feel like, first of all, I spent money on this book because I bought it at Book Outlet. So maybe I spent $6, $7, $8. It's not about the money that's spent. But when you are borrowing a book from the library and you bring that book back, you haven't paid for it. So it's not like the stakes are super high. Whereas like with this book, I actually did pay for it. I bought it with my own money. So I'm just feeling really gutted because February so far, there's been like 4 DNFs for me. So it has not been a great month. And I was trying to change up a little bit the fantasy sort of trajectory that I've been on. I wanted to read something that wasn't fantasy, which is why I had read The Silent Patient, because to me, as I said in a previous vlog, it was a palate cleanser for me and it did the job. And then I thought I would go back to The Goblin Emperor after the fact, or back to Babel after the fact, one or the other. I can't really remember. And in any case, both of them, I ended up DNFing. So I just don't know why people can't write a nice worthy novel in a straightforward fashion. Like, why does everything have to be calisthenics and like, I don't know, contortion? So I'm just not happy about it. I'm gonna pick up The Legacy of Light, A War for Magic. Now, I had tried this book on Kindle when I was flying back from Australia, and if you guys will remember from a previous vlog, I said that I picked up those books on Amazon because they were relatively inexpensive. I picked up the whole trilogy. It is not the greatest writing, but it's easy. It's easy writing. One sentence flows easily into the next one and the next one. And I think that that's what my brain really needs right now, is just a nice, easy read that I can feel successful having completed. So even though fantasy is not what I really wanted to be reading right now, I guess I'm going to try to continue on with this series. And I don't know. February's been a rough one so far. So I just finished A War for Magic, and boy, is this a relief. While it is not a 5-star read, it's definitely a solid 4. I do have the other 2 books in this series already, and I'm really happy because I really needed this win. I really needed this win. I really needed it. So I think that now that I've had a successful day and I've been able to finish a book, I'm going to be able to start a new one, hopefully that isn't in the fantasy genre, and just read it a little more slowly, because I'm not going to lie, I don't want to say rushed my way through this one, but I read it a little more vigorously than I probably would have. The story is really good. The pacing is really good, just flows really nicely. I think that it is self-published, if I'm not mistaken, because I don't see any publishing credits or anything like that. And I know that the Goodreads reviews, while being over 4 stars for this book in general, have only been reviewed by about 200 people. So it's not a very popular book, but I am definitely having a good time with it. Is it the world's strongest writing? No. Is it the most compelling plotline? Again, no. But it is a good time, and it's exactly what I needed. And the language and writing was very accessible and very straightforward. So I'm very happy with that. So yeah. A War for Magic, and I'm going to be able to start something else and hopefully take my time with it as we go through this week. I haven't returned the books to the library yet that I was supposed to. I'll probably do that only this weekend, but I just wanted to let you guys know that I've had a successful read, and pat. I'm really happy with myself right now. So I don't know if I will binge read this series, probably because it only takes about 4 hours or so. I'm going to try and finish this series to at least have one series finished by the end of February, because it's not very likely that I'm going to finish the Bloodsworn saga, because those books are like really chonkers. And then I think I had also the Nightingale saga. I don't know what it's called. I'll write the name across the screen, but it's the one from The Bear and the Nightingale, and that I have A Girl in the Tower also that I have to read. But I don't think I'm going to finish that series because I don't have a copy of the 3rd book. But with this series, I have all 3, so that's going to be the plan. And I'm going to start a new book, and I'm not sure what book it's going to be. It could be a book from this pile, or it could also be from that TBR card, which is kind of hanging out over there. But yeah, I don't know yet. I don't know what it's going to be yet, but I'm happy that I'm going to be able to start a new book and take my time with it, because now, instead of having 4 DNFs so far for the month of February, and we're only like February 4th right now, I have finally finished one. So happy about that. Hey, you guys. So we are sitting in front of the library right now, and my glasses are dark. I'm sorry, because they have that light adjustment thing. So basically, I just wanted to catch you guys up because I have just picked up a copy of The Winter of the Witch. And as you know, this is the 3rd volume of the Nightingale trilogy. And I have not read A Girl in the Tower yet, but I do have that copy, which, if you guys will remember, I picked up in Australia. And now I have this one. So here's the story. I actually came to the library to return The Goblin Emperor and Babel. And I thought I would just go around because I think I knew that the library had this copy and it happened to be in. And now when I go home, I'm going to have to do some reorganizing of the books that I'm reading in terms of priorities. So here's what happened. I picked up a copy of The Reading List, and I said to myself, okay, I'm going to start this book. And it started off great. And I think I read the prologue and a couple of pages into chapter 1. And then I stopped it because I realized, oh my God, we're in February and I should be reading
Black authors in February. And so I decided to put down the reading list, which is by a BIPOC author, but not a Black author. I think she's like part Indian, like East Indian. So, and she's part British. So I put that one aside for now, and I picked up The Vanishing Half, which is by a Black author. It takes place in the South, in the US. And I don't know if you guys remember me picking that up on a book haul earlier, but it has to do with two sisters, twin sisters that are of extremely fair complexion that can pass for white, and one who wants to live her life in that small town as a Black woman, and the other twin sister, because they're twins. I don't know if I mentioned that. Maybe I did. If I did, again, I'm sorry. The other sister is trying to pass for white, basically. And I just think, and the whole concept of the town, if you guys don't know anything about The Vanishing Half, is that the town gets progressively whiter as the generations go on. The Black community, I should say, gets progressively whiter physically. And it is seen as sort of a bad thing to marry someone who is darker than you. However, so far in the book, and I think I'm at about chapter 4, chapter 5, so far in the book, first of all, I just want to say The Vanishing Half, you guys, worth the hype. Worth the hype. It is absolutely fantastic. I loved it so much. I didn't plan on it, but I started annotating. So that's a really big deal for me. Super happy about that. But that means that the original plan that I had to read 2 books by Black authors this month, not going to happen. And it's not going to happen because I was able to get this. So I will finish The Vanishing Half, and I will give you guys more of a report on that when I've, sort of made my way through it a little bit more, because it's becoming like a really slow read because I'm doing such a deep dive into the book. But what I will say is, first of all, the writing is fantastic. The author, it's giving me 5-star feels. The author is giving me all the feels. Like, I am shocked. Let me just say that I'm shocked at how, and this is fiction, it's literary fiction, but I'm shocked at how much there could be like, what's the word I'm looking for? Systematic. There could be systematic racism within the Black community, to the point where culturally there's still a lot of abuse, even though the people in that particular community are trying to look and behave more white. Anyway, it's an extremely fascinating, interesting, and worthy of discussion topic. And I'm really glad that I decided to pick that one up. However, when I go home, I do have to binge read A Girl in the Tower, and I can renew this book up to 3 times, so long as there are no holds on it. So if there are no holds on this book, then I can renew it. But otherwise, I really need to sort of put aside, I don't want to say put aside, but because I'm doing a deep annotation of The Vanishing Half, sometimes it could get a little cloudy in my head. And then after a couple of hours of reading that book, which frankly, I'm not going to be able to read very quickly due to the fact that I'm doing the annotating and that I have to slow down as a necessary part of annotation. So that can get pretty heavy in terms of like your head and concentrating, because essentially what you're doing is you're studying the novel, right? So I'm studying that novel and I'm enjoying the study, don't get me wrong, but after an hour or 2 of like concentrating on annotation and things like that, I am going to want to run away to a fantasy world. So anyway, I just wanted to tell you guys that I'm on my way to mail some packages, put some gas in the car, and I was going to return some library books, and then oops, another one fell into my bag. So I took that one home. All right, so I guess I better be off.
Right, so that will bring us to the end of today's video, guys. I really hope that you enjoyed hanging out with me today. I'm so glad that you are here until the end of the video. And as always, I want to remind you that if you like this kind of content, please like this video. Consider subscribing to the channel. There are some interesting links for you down low in the description. If you guys want to get a $5 off coupon to buy some books for yourself through Book Outlet, the link for that will be down below. And I guess I will see you again in the next video. Ciao for now.